Former Vice President Joe Biden, he just released that announcement, making it official, saying he is running for president. Robin, you're going to sit down with him soon.
Yes, I'll head to Pittsburgh for that, and I will sit down with the former vice president and his wife.
A lot of people who are concerned about Joe Biden's ability to carry the ball all the way across the end line without fumbling. And I think that Castro has some really legitimate concerns about, can he be someone in a long, grueling campaign that can get the ball over the line? And he has every right to call that out.
And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that we are. Well, let me go to the second thing.
One-time contender Bernie Sanders is calling for an independent commission to oversee the process.
This is not just an election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. This is an election between Donald Trump and democracy. And democracy must win.
I'll be happy to take some questions now, if that's okay. Let me put my list here. Everybody's sitting. Okay. Trump can't give answers, and the administration can't give answers to these three questions. The American people should not have confidence. But if they can, they should have confidence in the transparency. They need to trust the vaccine and adopt it in numbers that will make a difference. If Donald Trump has his way, the complications from COVID-19, which are well beyond what they should be. It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk. Well, I tell you what bothered me, to tell you the truth. Maybe it's my Scranton roots, I don't know. But when you guys started talking on television about Biden, if he wins, will be the first person without an Ivy League degree to be elected president, I'm thinking, who the hell makes you think I have to have an Ivy League degree to be president? I really mean it. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. One nation, indivisible, under God, for real. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Americans are terrified. What is your message to them?
My message is that the president has to move more rapidly. You know, we know from experience that speed matters. We know that you can't go too fast. It's about going too slow. We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. We know what has to be done.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on future content.
Vice President Joe Biden now denying allegations of sexual assault from former staffer Tara Reade. Biden campaign just released a statement moments ago saying, quote, "So I want to address allegations by a former staffer that I engaged in misconduct 27 years ago. They aren't true. This never happened. While the details of these allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault are complicated, two things are not complicated. One is that women deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, and when they step forward, they should be heard, not silenced. The second is that their stories should be subject to appropriate inquiry and scrutiny."
Touch me, and that hand will never touch anything again.
Hey, little girl. You like candy?
I'm sorry it takes so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people.
Last year, as Biden was preparing to run for president, about half a dozen women accused Biden of touching them in a way that made them feel uncomfortable.
My intent to make light of anyone's discomfort. I realize my responsibility is to not invade the space of anyone who is uncomfortable. No, it is not true. I'm saying unequivocally, it never happened. And it didn't. It never happened. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I probably best I don't.
All right, let me ask you this.
I just can't figure the guy. I don't know, it's like watching a yo-yo. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's like watching.
It feels that way. I want to ask.
Now, Philip, I want to ask you, has the U.S. President Donald Trump reacted to news that Joe Biden is hoping to get him out of a job, essentially?
He has, inevitably. You only have to take a quick look at the Twitter feed of the U.S. president. There it is, his reaction to the official announcement from Joe Biden here this morning, local time at 6 a.m. The reaction from the president is, of course, a bit of an insult from him, as is usually the case. He calls Joe Biden sleepy, as he has done in the past. He's also called him crazy and a low IQ individual.
In our ongoing election coverage, we're taking a deep look at how President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden differ on major policy issues. Today, we're going to examine foreign affairs.
Nobody ever would ever think even possible, because he's following the radical left agenda. Take away your guns, destroy your Second Amendment, no religion, no anything, hurt the Bible, hurt God. He's against God, he's against guns, he's against energy, our kind of energy. I don't think he's going to do too well in Ohio. You had these people from CNN and other places. These are friendly protests. It's a lovely thing to say. As he's getting rocks and cans of tuna fish. They go out and buy tuna fish and soup. You know that, right? Goya, I hope. Goya, he's great, isn't he? Good guy. They go out and buy Goya because they throw it. They throw it. It's the perfect weight. Tuna fish, they could really rip it, right? And that hits you. No, it's true. Bumblebee, brand tuna. Dishwashers, you didn't have any water, so the people that do the dishes, you press it and it goes again, and you do it again and again. So you might as well give them the water, because you'll end up using less water. So we made it so dishwashers now have a lot more water, and in many places, in most places of the country, water is not a problem. Bit of this on television. It's a disgrace to our country. It's another witch hunt. Here we go again. It's Adam Schiff and his crew making up stories and sitting there like pious, whatever you want to call them. It's just really a disgrace. It's a terrible thing for our country. They say I'm not popular in Europe. I shouldn't be popular in Europe. If I was popular in Europe, I wouldn't be doing my job. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime. The United States is ready, willing and able, but hopefully this will not be necessary. People love me, and you know what? I've been very successful. Everybody loves me.
Well, what this is about is not complicated. Trump may be crazy, but he's not stupid. And he looks at polling, he is behind. And I think what he and his friends believe, that if they can suppress the vote, make it harder for people to vote, they have a better chance to win the election.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Well, the only thing we can do about it is be prepared. We have a whole group of lawyers who are going out to every voter registration physician in the states, the secretaries of state, making sure that they, in fact, have a game plan.
If you liked what you see, hit the subscribe button or share. Thank you. This has been EmersusTech.